So graphs of quadratic functions, y is x minus h into x minus k, all y is equal to minus into x minus h into x minus k. So the example of this one is number 1, and the example of this one is number 2. Now, we said that graphs can open upward or downward. When it will open upward, it will be like example number 1, this one. But when it will open downward, it will be like number 2, when it has minus. So when it has no minus, it will open upward. But when it has minus, like number 2, it will open downward. Okay, that is number 1 thing that we looked at. Number 2, we said that these graphs may have x-intercept. X-intercept. We said that x-intercept is the point where the curve will cut x-axis. Number 3, we looked at y-intercept. Y-intercept is the point where the curve will meet y-axis. And we said that actually, I have to note this also. We said that x-intercept, it can be 1, it can be 2, or it can be 0. It means that when it is 0, it means that the curve will not cut x-axis. When it is 2, it means that we have 2 x-intercepts. The curve will meet x-axis at 2 points. And when it is 1, it means that it means that the curve will cut x-axis at 1 point. So we may have 1 value for x, we may have 2 values for x, or we may have no value of x. Then y-intercept, we said that it must be 1. The curve must cut y-axis at 1 point. It cannot cut it at 2 points. Okay. Then another thing that we also looked at is what we called this is what we called the line of symmetry. Line of symmetry. Now, the line of symmetry, we said that it is that line that divides the curve into 2 equal parts. Then also, we looked at what we called the vertex. Vertex. We said that the vertex, it is the minimum point or maximum point. Minimum or maximum point. So when it opens upward, it will have minimum point. But when it opens downward, it will have maximum point. Now, I will give you an example here, just like a sketch, to remember all these parts. Then we can do an example here. Then I let you also do some practice. Okay. So we have x-axis here, and we have y-axis. So we can go ahead and name them. This is x-axis, and this is y axis. Now, what happens is that, let's say that it is opening upward. It is upward opening, like this one in number 1. This one where we don't have any minus. There is no minus here, so it will open upward. So let's say it's like let's say it's like this one. Okay, now let's name the parts that I've just been telling you. This point and this point is what we call x-intercept. This is where the curve has met the x-axis. This one with black dots, it's the x-intercept. Now, this one with red point, it is what we call the y-intercept. Then, what we call the line of symmetry. Line of symmetry, it is like, let me try to draw it here. This is not clear. Okay, like this line. This is the line that will divide the curve into 2 equal parts. Maybe somewhere like here. So this one, this line, we call it the line of symmetry. In other words, once it divides this curve, this side is equal to this side. So this is what we call the line of symmetry. And then the vertex, it is around here. Let me make it also, let me get another color. Let me use blue. This one will be the vertex. Okay, now those are the points. Now this one we say that it is upward opening. Now let's get an example. Then I will let you also do the exercise 3B, page 124 and page 125, those 2 numbers. I'll give you a try here, then you will be able to answer by yourself. Okay, now let's look at the upward opening. If I have example 1, sketch the graph of the function y is equal to x minus 1 into x minus 5. Okay, so this is the graph that we are going to sketch. Now, to sketch this graph, number one, you must know what is x-intercept. So let us find out x-intercept. Now, the x-intercept happens when y is equal to 0. So instead of having y is equal to x minus 1 into x minus 5, we are going to say that x minus 1 into x minus 5 is equal to 0. So we say that x minus 1 into x minus 5 is equal to 0. And then when we say that it is equal to 0, it means that x minus 1 is equal to 0, all x minus 5 is equal to 0. So if x minus 1 is equal to 0, then it means that x is equal to 1. Just take minus 1, they said it will be plus 1. And if x minus 5 equal to 0, it means that x is equal to 5. Now, this means that on the graph, the x-intercept will be at the point 1, 0 and 5, 0. So that is the x-intercept. Next, let us get the y-intercept. Number 2 will be y-intercept. Now, y-intercept means that x is equal to 0. Now, we write again our equation the way how it is, but we know that x will be 0 for us to get y-intercept. So y is equal to x minus 1 into x minus 5. Remember, we have said that x is 0, so 0 minus 1 and 0 minus 5. This is minus 1 into minus 5. This is equal to 5. Now, this means that the y-intercept will be at the point x is 0, y is 5. Okay, now we have finished the y-intercept. Let us now get the line of symmetry. We call it number 3. Line of symmetry. The line of symmetry will be, because we said that the line of symmetry divides the curve into 2 equal parts. So it means that it will divide x-intercept into 2 parts. So that's why to get the line of symmetry, we will get x equals 1 plus x equals 5, then we divide it by 2. So this will be 6 divided by 2, which will be 3. So the the line of symmetry will be at the point x equals 3. Yes. So by the way, sometimes you may be asked that write the equation of line of symmetry. So when we say write the equation of the line of symmetry, you get to know that we say that x is equal to. So x is equal to 3. So the equation will be x is equal to, when you get the x-intercept, you add it and you divide it by 2. What you get is the line of symmetry. And the equation, we write it as x equals 3. Okay, now we have finished the line of symmetry. Next, we need to know the vertex. Now, the vertex, the x-axis, sorry, the x-coordinate of the vertex will always be the line of symmetry. So this means that for the vertex, already we have x, which is 3. Now we need to know what will be y. Now, again, we get our equation. Y is equal to x minus 1 into x minus 5. Now, what will be y when x is 3? So this means that where we have x, we will write 3. So 3 minus 1 into 3 minus 5. So that 3 minus 1, we will get 2. And 3 minus 5, we will get negative 2. So this means that we are getting 2 times negative 2, which is negative 4. Now this means that the vertex will be 3. X is 3 and y is negative 4. This will be the vertex. You can just even write it here. Now, we have finished all the parts. We have x intercept, we have y intercept, we have line of symmetry, we have the vertex. So another thing that we must not forget is to check, is it opening upward or it is opening downward? You see, we have no x here. So even once we get x times x, we get x squared. X times x, we get x squared. So if we get x squared, it means that here the coefficient of x is positive, is 1. So it opens upward. This is upward opening. Okay. Now we have everything. So let's go ahead and just sketch the graph. Okay. So let's say that we have let's have the x-axis. Say that that is x-axis, and now let's have the y-axis. Okay, now let's name the points. We say that this is y-axis and this is x-axis. Okay, now we are going to mark the points. So we said that x-intercept is 1, 0, and 5, 0. 1, 0, and 5, 0. Now let's say that this is 2, Let's say this is 2. This is 4. And this is 6. And let's say this is -2. And let's say this is 2. Let's say this is 4. Let's say this is 6. And let's say this is -2. Let's say this is -4. Now, when we are marking the points on the coordinate grid, the important thing is to make sure that the scale is the same for y and the scale for x is the same. So that's why for x, I have, this is 0. I have 2, but I skip 2 squares, 2 squares, 2 squares. No problem, but I make it uniform. I make it the same. But for y-axis, you see, I skip 1 square. No problem, but so long as everything for y-axis, the order is the same. No problem. Now, let us plot. We need to know what is x-intercept. The x-intercept is at point 1050. So let's go ahead and mark 1050. Okay, 1050. 10, since this is 0 and this is 2, so this means that 1 will be here between 0 and 2. Okay, and now we need 50. 50 is between 4 and 6 here. So that is the x-intercept. Now, let's mark what is y-intercept. Y-intercept, we see that it is 0, 5. So we look for 0, 5. 0, 5. So this is 4 and 6. So 5 is between 4 and 6. Okay, that one that I've put in blue will be the y-intercept. Now, let's look for the one is finished, x-intercept, 2, y-intercept finished. Now 3, we look at the line of symmetry. Line of symmetry is at the point x equals 3. Let's look for x equals 3. X equals 3. Let me put this in green. 3 is between 2 and 4, so 3 will be here. So what I put in green is the x, sorry, it is the line of symmetry. Let me go ahead and mark the line of symmetry right away, so that we don't forget it. So that one that I've put in red, it is the line of symmetry. Let me make it dotted. Okay, so this is the line of symmetry. Let me write it, line of symmetry. Okay, now the remaining part is number 4. This one, the vertex. The vertex is 3 minus 4. Let's get 3 minus 4. We mark that point. 3 minus 4. 3 is at this point, and minus 4 is here, so it is at this point. That is 3 minus 4. Okay, now, since we said that the line of symmetry divides the graph into two equal parts. So this means that if here, just look at this point, the y-intercept, I have got 3 units to go to the line of symmetry. This is 1 here, 2 here, 3 here. So I can also count 3 on the opposite side of the line of symmetry. So 1, 2, 3. So here I can put another mark to show that the graph will also pass here. And we know that it is upward opening. So let's go ahead and draw the curve. Let's draw the curve. See, will this be clear? No, may look for another color. Okay, let me use that one. Okay, now the curve will come all the way from this side. Let me see if I can draw it very well. It will pass the y-intercept, x-intercept, vertex, x-intercept again, continues up like that. So we use these arrows like this one that I've put to show that the curve continues without ending. It goes up. Okay, now we are going to name this curve, this equation, y equals x minus 1 into x minus 5. You can say that this curve means y equals x minus 1 into x minus 5. So that is all. We have finished. Have you understood, students? Have you understood?
Yes.
Okay. Now open your book on page 124. Page 124. You see exercise 3B. Exercise 3B. Are you there? Have you reached there, students?
Yes.
Okay. Now you will answer number 1 and number 2. Number 1 and number 2. Number 1 and number 2. I have sent the pictures to your group so that no one will get any excuse. You should be able to see it very well and go ahead and answer number 1 and number 2. Then, when you look at page 127, number 4, you are having, they're saying sketch the graph of y equals x squared plus x minus 6. Now, you remember how we were factoring quadratic functions. So to graph this one, just factor it so that you can get something like y equals x plus 3 into x minus 2. So after factoring it like this, then you go ahead and answer everything like how we have done that example. So if you don't have any minus here, it means that it will open upward. If you have minus, it means that it will open downward. Okay, so that's all for today. Right now, please use this time that is remaining to do the exercise and send your work. Everything okay, students?